Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in the French Tier 8 Premium Medium tank, the Revalorise. Now this is a tank that came out a very long time ago, and actually I think this was an Ernop tank. This was an Ernop tank from a very long time ago, because what they did was they released the M4A1 Super Sherman before this tank, and that's a tank that I bought straight away because I loved the look of the Revalourise when watching replays of it stuff like that on PC. 400 Alpha on a Tier 8 medium sounded up my alley. I love that idea. And like I say, they released the Super Sherman, bought it, great. To people's annoyance, they did one thing with this, and that is they released the Super Sherman on the second week. I can't remember what month it is. I'm just going to pick a month. They released it on like the second week in April, and by the first or the second or the third week in the next month, they then put this tank up for an Ernop. They're exactly the same tank near enough, in the fact that I think this has better engine power than Super Sherman. The Super Sherman looks cooler, not gonna lie, the Super Sherman looks pretty damn awesome. But yeah, that's pretty much only the real difference. This gets better engine power. So better horsepower per ton, it's slightly more mobile. That's it, it's the only difference. But yeah, so this tank was, like I say, an Ernop a long time ago. Then I got this in like one of those big bundles full of tanks. I think it was one of the only ones I didn't own, so I ended up paying like 2k gold for it, 3k gold for it. And I was happy to start playing it again because I three-mocked the Super Sherman a very long time ago. It was a lot of fun to do. This was back before they released like the King Dragon, or changed the King Dragon to be the way it is with the 390 Alpha gun and the Type 59-2. And then they took over my passion for the 390 Alpha gun. So the Revalourise, is it a good tank? Yeah, it's decent. It's better now in 6.0 again, because the gun was one of those frustrating guns, right, that had 0.35 accuracy. Never felt like it. You'd fully aim a shot, it'd miss every single time. It was frustrating to play. Now, it's got 200 APCR pen, and that is just about enough for what you want to be shooting at. The APCR velocity is delightful, by the way. 250 heat pen is fine, but the problem is, when you face tier 10s, there's a lot of tier 10s that you do struggle with, because there's a couple of tier 10s that you sort of struggle to pen with the 250 heat pen, and it's kind of an awkward struggle to pen them. The thing is, you have to kind of still get the rear to pen them, because you have to either hit the weak spot in the front or the rear to pen, because you're never going to pen the side. Take an IS-7 or an E100, for example. You get those sideways on, and it's pointing its turret at you. You're not going to pen it, because spaced armor will just absorb the heat, and that's a bit of a pain. But, yeah, it's just one of those things with the tank plot the balance, isn't it? But the APCR slaps. 390 Alpha is delightful. Obviously, 390 Alpha really isn't quite 390 in the 6.0 world, which is disappointing. But it is not disappointing to hit people so hard. Now, post 6.0, I actually run rammer vents and optics. I'm tempted to switch out for camo net again because of obviously the really good effect that camo net has. But the Revalourise is quite a big tank. It's an M4 Sherman after all. It's just got a big honking 105 gun, and the camera rating on the Revalourise / M4A1 Super Sherman isn't that great, so I don't think I will do that. I think I'll stick with the rammer and the optics. Back in the day, you had to put vert stabs on it to make the gun better. Because of the crew skills, you can make the gun good enough that you don't really need the stabs and the vents, and that helps with the really long reload, as well as boosting your range as high as possible, so that's why I run that. In terms of the crew, run Born Leader, Rapid Reload, Sixth Sense, Situational Awareness, Track Mechanic, Steady Aim, Run and Gun, Muffled Shot, Camouflage Expertise. I run those perks because obviously a bit of camo still helps, it still makes it a bit nicer to play, take a little bit less to get detected. The Muffled Shot also helps you to not get spotted when you fire, you know, 33% decrease to your camouflage when you fire, which is fine. And Steady Aim obviously increases the accuracy of this gun 10% more, which is just fantastic. And I run and gun instead of snapshot because there's a lot of times, and you've seen it a little bit in this replay here on Kasserine, that we keep moving, and while we're keeping moving between positions, we're firing on the move, and the run and gun skill helps us hit those shots while we're running away and running to new positions and stuff like that, which is really nice. And that's why I prefer to run that. So we have on this game on Kasserine, run around like a lunatic, use the good position at C34, and we didn't get rushed, so we managed to put the gun to good work. It is a fairly old replay, as you can tell with some of the no HP bars and just the way it looks a little bit. But yeah, it was a good run around in the Revalourise slate, and I say it's a tank that I do like, and one that I do probably prefer post 6.0 in the fact that the gun actually works. I finished that game with 1 kill, 5.4k damage, ace tanker, the high caliber, the Confederate, 1931 base XP, and 1105 assistance. So that's like what, 6.5k combined, I should say. Really nice game for the Revalourise save. That gun, the gun really does pack a punch, and it's one that you, if you come against the tank, you shouldn't underestimate it, because yeah, it will take your health away quite quickly. Now obviously, like I say, the reload isn't the best, but 9.6 is what you get it down to. That's alright for 390. I say the fact that you actually hit now more often than not is also great. So we're on the second game, and we are on Arctic region, and I'm thinking, you know what, I'm going to go to the position at G6. I want to go to the little shelf, sit on there, snipe across at anyone that tries to go down the B line, possibly, and just use it for the early game. But then this FE402P gets spotted, we get a nice shot into him, and now while he's spotted me and he's running like a lunatic into a very aggressive spot, I want to get up onto this lip here so I'm safe. Now I'm detected here, and that's because from this position I can be shot from behind, which is something you just got to bear in mind. And we're just waiting for that reload in. We poke out early, shut down the Stinger, who was just sat there. Not quite sure what he was hoping to achieve, but he got shut down. And now I'm just being a bit wary, because that Lowe's M4 is in a dangerous position. I think I was streaming at this point, and I was saying I'm being a bit wary of moving up, because that guy's got to go. But he's been rushed by the light tank. There's another medium tank right next to him, and it's like, okay, you know what? If they're doing that, I'm just going to push aggressively. We're going to move up here. There's another Stinger. We get a nice shot on the move, which is where the run and gun comes in handy. Poke it straight in, and now there is an atomic. We get a shot into him, try and track him in place, which is exactly what we do. He's now getting pummeled, which is great. We're getting some nice assistance on this guy. Keep him pinned. His crew must be terrible. And we're getting our 645 assistance out of that, as well as nice 2 shots into him too. There's now a Huntsman, which is just a way worse tank than the Atomic that you see in front of us. We unfortunately get a shot into him that only tracks him. We're just going to wait for the reload now to poke around the corner so we can dump another shot in. I'm just checking what's up near their base. It's spotted. It's Panther 2. Information we'll probably need later on. Now the Huntsman pokes out. We get a nice shot through his side. I was kind of hoping to shoot him through his drive wheel there to get him tracked, to get more assistance. But we'll take the damage and damaging his engine. He's trying to run away. Again, I was hoping to catch the drive wheel, but didn't quite do it. Pen him anyway, we'll take it. And now we're attacking their base. There's still quite a lot of tanks left. And it's like, okay, we've pinched them into a corner here. But where are they? And it's like, oh, hello there, enemy tanks. What are you doing? What are you all doing here? Look at you all. What? Okay. It's fine. We're just going to make sure we take out this Dreadnought. We don't want to take that hit. Shut him down. And now we're just going to play the game of keep pulling forward, popping a shot, pulling back, wait for the reload. All that good stuff. This SU-130 pulls out. We get a nice shot through the front of him, break his engine, which is good. And we're just watching the Dragon at the back to make sure he don't poke around to see if he can get a shot. As we pop another shot into the SU there. The T-54E2 is trying to get around to get a shot at us, but you cannot get past those Dragon's teeth. You cannot do it. He was trying to. He drove straight into them. That meant he couldn't get round. And how satisfying is the number in the top right, by the way? 444. Top quality. We're looking for a shot at the SU. Don't quite see it. We poke round, pop a shot at the Panther 2. Hoping he'll get shut down. Actually, I think we were fairly fortunate that we didn't get hit by Artie there, because we could have been quite easily. We get shot by the SU, but we shut down the Panther 2. Now there's just the SU there. There's the TD, which is the T-28, that's just got shut down on my left. Hoping that I was actually praying for this SU to do exactly what he's just done. I do take a big hit, but I was really hoping that he'd pull out and give me a shot, which is exactly what he did, which is beautiful of him. I thank him very, very much. And now there's only one tank left. It's the Object 416, which hadn't been buffed by this point. And we finished the game with a nice amount of damage and a little snoot wiggle. It's fine. Finished, come top, 4 kills, 5.2k damage, 2.1k base XP, which is really, really nice. 4 kills, ace tanker, high caliber sniper. That was one of those games where I was kind of going, the way I pushed that in the Revalourise, I probably shouldn't have got away with it, but we'll take it. Really nice game. Revalourise is a pretty decent tank. It's hard hitting, it's nice. There is better out there. I'd always say the Type 59-2 or King Dragon is better than this tank because of it's similar, but hey, it is what it is. So as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.
A great success!